Okay, this is something of an unexpected video. So PRS sent me a message and said, would you like to check out the PRS CE24 Sandblasted model? And I said, yeah, of course. So this is not sponsored by PRS, and this is just going to be sort of a one-off video and it will go back to them. So I'm going to try and give you like an honest appraisal of what's going on here. I have to say the CE24 I thought was a really remarkable guitar for the money. I did gig that guitar. There's a couple of videos on that. I think I'm going to look up and see if there are any differences, but that is going to be a guitar that is essentially the same sort of thing as this with some aesthetic differences. And actually the body, I think, is going to be a different piece of wood. So this came from PRS, I think, directly, so here we go. That is quite a striking looking guitar. I'm going to say maybe this might be the sort of thing that's a little bit like Marmite. Now, what is not immediately obvious is the texture of this, which is super, super... so you know, like the Andy Wood signature Sirs? What, this isn't on. Why am I wearing it? They basically have like a very obvious grain texture. I've not ever seen one of these in person to know like how pronounced that grain actually is. It's really quite striking. I love the feel under the hand. I don't know if you'll see, but yeah, that's what it looks like. 24 fret guitar. The back is much more like an S2 style, where it's like that open pore design. Really lovely example, like nice neck. So it looks good. How does it sound? Let's tune it.
This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
Okay, so my tonal secret for a PRS is, if it's got a coil split, I use it. So this volume knob here is a little bit loose, so that kind of needs tightening. That's not, I guess, the end of the world. In terms of finishing, it looks pretty clean. Because it's a floater, what we're going to have to bear in mind, well, it's not quite, well, it is a floater, so 6-point trem, but it's kind of floaty. So if we're considering that it's kind of a bit out of tune, or like significantly, then it's a good idea to tune like this E, then this E, then this B, then this A, then this G, then this D, just to try and keep the no longer coil split. So, fretwork, great, not buzzing anywhere on the neck. Yeah, let's just, if I can find a trem quickly. I guess that's the final real thing. But yeah, rest assured, I think these days that the PRS SE stuff is of a really decent level. Stability is good, playability is good. It's a really nice sort of weight under the hands. I can't really tell how many body parts there are there. 4 springs. In general, that's to me a very impressive guitar. I'm not exactly sure what the price is. I'll flash that up now. But the CE24 itself, I thought was really impressive too. This is just basically that same sort of guitar, but with some different aesthetics. If there's one thing I would mention as well, the pickups seem to be quite hot. Looking at what's going into my digital audio workstation, the only flaw I can find on it really is that volume knob there kind of needs tightening up. But you know, that's hardly something that you're gonna deduct points for. Another great guitar built in Indonesia in the Cork factory by PRS. The fretboard really does feel fantastic. Those fret ends, they're not an issue. And typically as well, another area that PRS excel at this end of the market, where typically other brands, the nuts are going to be cut pretty variably. Like oftentimes they'll be super high, kind of dodgy. Here PRS seem to get the nuts reliably right every time, which I guess is partly why the trem has got pretty decent stability considering. But yeah, that's a really interesting looking guitar. Let me know in the comments whether you hate it or like it. I'll probably give it another go and try and play it at some other stage when I've got a bit more time as well. But in general, lightweight, 24 fret guitar that sounds good and looks interesting.